Hello and welcome to a series I'm calling Games I Remember. Right here we've got Star Raiders, and this is for the Atari 400 and 800 8-bit computers. Now there were some other versions, like a version for the Atari 2600, I believe a version for the Atari 5200, but this is the version that I remember playing. I remember playing it on the Atari 800 XL. Now this one, as you can see, is still sealed. And I do believe this is original factory packaging, although I couldn't say for sure. So let's just get this packaging off of here and open it up and see what's inside. Alright, so on the back we've got a little tab here. It's actually fairly difficult to get open here without damaging it. I'll do my best. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just slip this open. And there we have the cartridge. So it's, of course, in new condition. And one of the things I like about these 8-bit computer Atari cartridges is their size. They're really small, really compact. And this is what I'm really interested in, is the full color manual. I've never seen one of these before, so I'm really interested to see this. Okay, looks like we've got the different enemy ships here. Let's see, what else do we have? Looks like we've got the different ranks that you can achieve. Shows you about joystick controls. Keyboard keys. I always like this kind of keyboard key indicator where it has a layout. Oh, look at this. Check out this art. Yeah, this is just fantastic. This is one of the things that I was anticipating, was seeing this manual and seeing some of this art that's in it. And we've got more instructions on how to play the game. Really useful information. Here's another piece of art that may or may not actually represent anything inside the game at all, but there you have it. So that's the manual, and there's nothing else inside. That's all you get, is the manual and the cartridge. So we'll just stick this back in here. And I have another cartridge that I'm going to be using, so I'm just going to keep this one in the box. Alright, there it is. Star Raiders boxed with a color manual. Alright, so as I mentioned before, I played this game on the 800 XL computer, and I don't have an 800 XL, but I do have this, which is a 130 XE, which is compatible. It will play, I think, almost all of the same games. Going to be using this classic Wico joystick. And let's get right into the game. Going to start with the pilot mission. Here's a galactic chart. You press G to bring it up. You can move the cursor around to set your destination. Press F again to do front view. T for computer tracking, S for shields, H for hyperwarp, C for attack computer. And we warp into a section with some enemy ships. Turn off the tracking because I don't want the automatic aft view. That ship in front of us there that I just destroyed was a fighter. Looks like a TIE fighter. And that one there is a cruiser. So we took some damage. The subspace radio was destroyed. So even with the shields up, if you take too many hits, you can take some damage. Engines are now destroyed. Just trying to get these last enemies. Okay, our shields were destroyed, but we also hit the last enemy. So we have critical damage, so we're going to go to a starbase. to get repair. So there's a star base off in the distance there. So the way to dock is you approach until you can see 3 windows on each side of the big window, and then you hit 0 to stop. Center it, and it will automatically dock or establish an orbit, and a supply ship comes out to refit you. I'll just take this moment to talk about the different missions. So you've got Novice, Pilot, Warrior, and Commander. Novice is the easiest, and there's some things that like you don't have to steer in hyperspace, and you can't take damage with your shields on. So there's some things in the pilot mission that make it a little bit more challenging, a little bit more fun. But I haven't played this for so long that I didn't feel like starting with... I didn't feel like trying the Warrior or Commander missions. Alright, there's another fighter. Took him out. And looks like another fighter over there. I was trying to take out that photon torpedo before it hit me. But I'm taking hits here. Come on. Oh man. Taking a beating. Engines destroyed. So the interesting thing is when your engines are destroyed, you can still move, which is handy because you need to get to a starbase to refit. There, that was a nice hit. Okay, so we already were just at a starbase, but we're going to go back because we took a good amount of damage there. So I'll just find it here. Gotta center on where it is. And you can hear how the engines are kind of skipping. That's actually built into the game. That's not a glitch. That's to indicate that your engines are not working properly. You're just using your thrusters or something to move. Whoops. Just gotta turn around here. Got a little bit too close. And wait for the refit shuttle. So this game, like I said, is the first game that I ever remember really playing. There was the Science Museum near where I lived growing up had a computer room, and in the computer room, one of the computers, or at least one of the computers they had set up, had this on it. Kind of permanently set up. I think it was just a cartridge stuck in the back, but anyway, I remember playing this quite a bit, and I remember it was so cool to me because it was like open world kind of with the galactic chart, and you can fly anywhere. Of course, you had a mission to do, so that's pretty important. Okay, there's another cruiser. Oh, that was pretty good. Took that one out pretty fast. It's nice if you can not get into a head-on battle with them, because then you just end up shooting a bunch of their, like right here, you end up hitting their photons hit your photons, and so you don't actually hit each other. That guy got a shot off at me. Okay, he's got him. And another cruiser. Alright, so we cleared that out. So as you can see, there's kind of different symbols on the galactic chart here. So the 3 hash marks, like the one I'm going to here, that means that it has 3 ships in that area. Three enemy ships in that area. Oh. Oh, his photon again. There we got him. There we got him. You gotta watch out for those asteroids too, because if you hit those, you can take damage from them as well. Alright, cleared those out. So we're going to another section with 3. Okay, trying to get him off my tail here. Speeding up. I'm going to turn around and come at him. There we go. So, yeah, the different speeds. You hit the number keys from 1 to 0, and 1 is the slow... Well, 0 is stop. 1 is the slowest, up to 9 is the fastest. And I usually fly at around 6 when I'm attacking enemy ships. It seems to work pretty good. There, I just turned on my tracking computer. And what that does is that will actually track the ship that I'm currently targeting, and if it goes behind me, it'll show me an aft view. You actually can fire from the aft view as well. I think it only has a single photon instead of a dual photon. But it's the controls are backwards because it's an aft view, so if you turn left, it looks like you're going right. I mean, it makes sense, but it's a little bit difficult to control, so I usually run with it off. See there, it's stuck on aft view, or it was on aft view. Now I forgot to see how many... Oh, we've got at least 2 targets in this sector. We've already lost our engines. We took out... No, that was just a photon. Come on. There we go. Nice. Hitting his fire. There, we got him. Okay, that was all in this sector, but we need to go dock and fix the engines. So, yeah, I mean, to me as a kid, this game was just so amazing with all the different, you know, it had different enemy ships, you could dock at space stations, you could fly anywhere you wanted. It was just pretty cool. And there we go, orbit established. So it's really actually kind of fun for me to be playing this again after so many years. It's been, I don't know how long since I actually had some good time to spend playing this game. Alright, so that sector that I'm going to now, it had a ship icon in it. That means that there's a patrol in that sector, so there might be 1 or 2 enemy ships. Okay, so we got 2 in this sector. We'll go to the next one here. Alright, come on. Where is he? Oh, he's behind us. Nope. Came around front. Took him out. So there was just 1 in that sector. That's the one thing I don't like about the tracking computer, is that get stuck in aft view sometimes. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned this, but during hyperwarp you have to keep that target in the center of your crosshairs there, otherwise you won't end up where you wanted to end up. So one of the features that I'm not really using is the long-range scan. That can show you, it shows you kind of a top view of the sector that you're in, and that can be useful sometimes for, you can select different targets. I find that I don't really need to use it, at least in pilot mode. Maybe it would be useful in the other modes. You know, you could get a little bit more strategic and kind of warp into the edges of a sector instead of right into the center, and kind of try to pick your targets off without aggroing all of them. I've never played that way before. I don't know if it would actually be feasible, but I could see that as, I could see the long-range scan as being helpful in a case like that. Another feature I'm not really using is the manual targeting. So if you press M, you can kind of switch through targets, or cycle through targets. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage here. Gonna warp out of here quick. So my photons were destroyed, so there's no reason to stick around. Yeah, I mean, you can tell I haven't played this for a while. At least I haven't got killed yet. And here comes a little ship. Turn off my shield so you can see the blackness of space. Alright, so we're getting the map cleared off. Might actually beat this round. Yep, he moved on me. That'll happen sometimes. You'll warp to an area and then find that while you were warping they moved. Because they do actually move around. So on the display down there, it actually, the display actually shows you some different good information. The most important one is the third one from the left, the yellow. It says E, and that's your energy level. And you actually use energy by using your engines and flying around, and by shooting your photons. When enemy photons hit you, it drains your energy. It takes energy to hyperwarp, and the farther you hyperwarp, the more energy it takes. So that's something you have to keep an eye on. But I've been going to star bases so frequently that my energy has stayed pretty full, because every time you dock at a star base, your energy gets filled up. So far hyperspace jumps can be pretty expensive energy-wise. Yeah, we got him. Alright, 2 left. Let's take this sector with 4 enemies in it. I just love the sound effects on this game. They just bring back so many memories for me. Just kind of warm fuzzies listening to these sound effects. Okay, let's see if we can get this guy. Okay, we blew him up. Okay, who's next? See, now it's down to 3 because we shot one of them. There it is. Oh, it's a base star. So these guys actually have shields. And I took him out pretty fast there. Yeah, so that's the third type of ship. It's called a base star. I think it... Oh yeah, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I almost think he was actually behind me there. But the tracking computer wasn't showing me the aft view, so I guess it wasn't. Oh no! My shields are destroyed. Now here's where I made a mistake. I should have warped out of here right now. But I got greedy and tried to get that last fighter, and he blew me up. With only one hit from his photon torpedoes. So, I should have been more careful. I probably could have beat this level if I had kept my head about me there. Anyway, that's Star Raiders. One of my favorite games of all time, I should say. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.